Blog Talk Radio.
Pretty Eyes for my daughters, Emily and Hillary. Yeah. I've actually been on a nice tear lately. This is off the live album. Pretty eyes, amazed and filled with wonder, what a friend I have in you. Pretty eyes, what a spell I'm under, so much so there's nothing I won't do. Since you showed me there's more to you than meet your pretty eyes. There's more to you left to find behind those pretty eyes. Pretty eyes, your smile incites affection, melts a heart and heals this old one too. Pretty eyes, windows left wide open, lets me come in from cold to feel brand new. Since I've known you, there's more to you. Your first breath told me why. It's more than pretty eyes. A daughter's love is what you'll find inside. Now close your eyes with kisses of a butterfly. Be still, I'll be waiting when morning finds again your pretty eyes. Pretty eyes, what a spell I'm under, so much so there's nothing I won't do. You showed me there's more to you than meet your pretty eyes. There's more to you left to find behind those pretty eyes. Yeah, pretty eyes, amazed and filled with wonder, what a friend I have.
And welcome to Legal Name Fraud Radio. Yours truly, me. Outside the box, over the bow, meeting the rainbow connection. Imagine how that works. Yeah, so I decided to catch up on the last 3 episodes. I think I watched, 3, plus a bit of an overlap of one I'd already watched. The series Dig. Yeah. Funny, we were talking about the Rainbow Connection there not that long ago, and lo and behold, what's the song that's, of all songs, in the series? Dig, right? And there it was. Anyway, lots of connecting dots here. So tonight we're going to talk about Peasant Revolt of 1381. Of course, key dates involved in it. Still tracking it, but it's pretty. It's laid out pretty clear. I put the link up to the Peasants' Revolt. I think yesterday, day before, whatever. I would highly recommend you watch it. It's a small fract of what we're doing right now. Okay. The difference is we're not taking pitchforks and flamethrowers and guns and weapons against the system. That's exactly what the system wants, right? Vengeance. It wants violence. It wants to feed its own machine with its own death. with its own hatred, its own violence, so that the dark principality aspect of it can feed off it to turn it back on you. Golden rule, remember? That which you wish upon another, you've wished upon yourself, which is one of the reasons why, I see comments from people that should know better by now, and they're still talking about end the Fed and violence and capitalists and all the rest of it, Grow the fuck up, will ya? You're like a fucking child running through the playground with a baseball bat. Grow up. What part of rebelled against heaven did you miss? Yeah, be Lucifer? Really? Seriously? Yeah, you gotta let this shit go, kids. We're gonna talk about the flags of this world. And online etymology, I'll share the link. Where is it? Well, I'll go to the flag one first. We'll get into flagellation, which is what you're doing to yourself. Let me just get this copied and pasted. Do yourselves a favor. Stay on track. And there are fractals of alpha omegas throughout the illusion of history that you can connect all these dots with. It's very easy. See a small version of what's going on in your life right now. And what the 1381 rebellion represents was the first time the Tower of London fell. Up until that point, 1381, the Tower of London had never fallen to an invader, but it fell to the peasants, June 14th, 1381. Of course, the big meeting was held June 15th, 1381, between King Richard II, 14-year-old kid, and his master, John, who was really the one profiting and making, there's that toilet again, right? Making all the calls. And this will probably be a start for a continuation, if need be, to complete this entire picture. But I'm pretty sure I can paint it the same way, differently again tonight. When you start looking at things from a fractalized point of view, i.e., seeing the little and the great at the same time, the great approaches, the small approaches, how are you approaching it? Are you seeing it from the big picture, or the Middle Earth hell picture, or the small picture? Right? So if you look at the revolt of 1381, revolt, to re-energize, the peasants, the peasants, right? The empowerment of the peasants that rebelled against Luciferian feudal culture as serfs. Again, look at the phonics. Feud all. To keep everybody fighting. Feud. Something between two people that know each other. Family, typically. The family feud, 100 people surveyed, top 10 answers on the board. All right. Yeah, when you have your eyes open, and I mean really have your eyes open and start connecting dots, like, why did the peasants not like those from Belgium that spoke Flemish? Well, it's where the Hague is. And they were the money merchants. This fractal is so huge in its smallness. It's easy to see. Anyway, I posted the online etymology on the Facebook page. Now, where am I going? There it is. This is all about worshiping flags. And I'll tell you why the rebellion failed. It's very easy. They were carrying St. George's flag. They were still under the flag. And regardless of whatever verbal contract or paper contract that was written, there was a charter written. The 4 demands that were made on the charter from the peasants was the end of bonded labor. So that's the end of bonded labor. This is on 14th of June, 1381. London fell. Mile end, the mile end, City of London. Lent, be a borrower nor a lender be. And what you are doing for Lent here is giving up your soul through the flags and the legal names and the artificial constructs ruling your mind. If you stand under a flag or any flag at all, then your mind is owned by the owner of that flag, and you will get flagellated with it, whipped with it. Okay, so end of bonded labor, check. What was it? They wanted free markets, so that is free of the mark IDs, check. They wanted to be able to trade with whoever they wanted to. So let's take the fractal into the spiritual. So it tells me in the mirror of it is this: humanity is free of the mark of the IDs, those that choose the path of truth. They wanted land rent across the board at 4 pence per acre, where shillings used to be upwards of 2 shillings for a yearly rent. So the shills are removed. That's a 1771 upside down Eli. Of course, Berlin Wall fell in 1989, which totals what do we got? 117. 19, which is 10, and 8, 9 is 17. So 117 or 27, which is 9, consciousness itself. So that was the raising, the lifting up of consciousness. All right. So what I look for are these points of fall, where something fell, either for good or for evil. It doesn't matter. It's all the same to me. And I show the mirror of it within my own consciousness and see what is really happening in the spiritual sense. And once you start to know who you are, you understand that, yes, you do wield this power. And it's about wielding this power in benevolence. It's not about vengeance. It's not about getting even, okay? Well, I'll tell you, you will get even, electrified. Right, atom, proton, Eve, electron. There's your AE, EA, all right? Atom, electron. Proton, electron. There's your princess and the P. Okay, taking your energy from you. So I could go on and on and on with these very subtle little things, but let's keep it very simple. So when you see the alpha omega of the peasants' revolt, in 1381, I think it was a total of about a month. The remainder of the 500 that escaped were surrounded in a forest and slaughtered to the man. Anyway, and of course, the fourth requirement that the king signed, King Richard II, but of course, being a minor, 14 years old, he had no say in the matter. Right, so it was a null and void contract to begin with. Do you see that fractal play out in your existence? Yeah. Remember the first time I was 14 years old, and I remember getting the social insurance card at 14. How the hell can a 14-year-old have a contract like that? So again, these laws, they break constantly. But I look for these overlays. How does it matter to me? Well, it matters very much so, because what I'm on, I've already went through this once. I'm fine-toothing it right now. I'm at June 15th, 1381, for those that know me, know that resonates a little bit, Magna Carta, 1215, another King John, as a matter of fact, involved, another asshole, the same toilet kind of mentality. June 15th, 1381, that's the big meeting between King Richard II, 14-year-old kid, his master. You might as well call him King John. He's the one calling the shots. And the last thing on the charter that they had presented to the king and company was no punishment for those who took part effectively amnesty or jubilee, in as much as the Pope is announcing, April 11th. Isn't that funny? A lot to do with the 11th and 12th, if you notice. Anyway, what was the post? Sorry, I track the now, right now. Where else are you going to track it? These are the effects showing up because of the causal position we take. And I am unyielding in truth. That's why so many people hate me. Oh, well. Not interested in lies, thanks. Where was it? Yeah, I got to have a look at that, Kiki, the judge. Where was it? Someone had posted it. I think it was in the discussion group. Let me just scroll to there and see where that is. Regarding the Pope reading out the Jubilee of Mercy. Of course, I commented on it. Yeah, Pope, you're going to get the same mercy that you offered the children. That's how it works. So what this is the Pope, on behalf of those that serve the dark, putting forth an amnesty where they can get the people to agree to it. Let them off the hook kind of thing. No, it only takes one to break the contract. Hi. Yeah, Pope to publish Bull of Indiction. For the Jubilee of Mercy on 11 April, Vatican Insider. Yeah. So here's my answer, very simple. Mercy? Like they give the children they enslave and murder through their deceptions? Knowingly? Pope knows about this. The whole system knows about this. Quarter was offered, no quarter given. That piece of my heart in creation was already offered countless times, no more, time's up. Yeah, going to hell for an eternity, yeah, they're motivated. Yeah, they do like that number. Oh, look at you guys with your eyes on, 114. See, I track the 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119. It's the dualities that I'm after. And the reference to the answer, it all has to do with 19, was regarding the 19th chapter of Numbers, talking about the red heifer. I did not know that Odin is Hebrew for red. Sound familiar, anyone? Odin? Sound very Norse? Scandinavian? Yeah. Eric the Odin. Of course, King Eric in Jack and the Beanstalk story, of course, leads back to Edward's crown in the Tower of London. Right. If you're wearing a flag, you're wearing the dead crown, Lucifer's. Yeah, that's the fraud you lent. Fraudi you lent. Divine feminine. The half that you lent. Yeah. No thanks. Opulent? Well, what does opulent mean? Rich, wealthy, opulent. Op, mirror of the spirit seed. Po, the sound po is spirit seed. You have to get kind of Hawaiian and figure out where your ley lines are. Wearing those around your neck, are you? Yeah, it's all the news. Careful. Anyway, yeah, this is a pretty big fractal. It's been unfolding rather quickly today. Excuse me. Yeah, the flag aspect. This is so simple. What flag do you worship? Your own? Your own banner? Or somebody else's? Yeah, I'm going to bring some connections in here. And, of course, this meeting was held in the Smithfield Market, the same place that William Wallace was drawn and quartered. And I have actually been to Smithfield Market in Belfast. That was the market downtown. It's the same idea, the Smithfield. It's the market, the smith, the field of the smith, the baker, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right. So all of these things connect for me. So I'm looking for my tracking to make sure that I'm perfectly in alignment with the story so that I can pull the layers out of it. And it's very easy to do. You just have to go back over your own life experience and see all of your alpha omegas and the things that trigger that are relevant to you. You know, so I'm listening to this video, give you an example, listening to the video, and they bring up the term Smithfield. I said, oh yeah, I remember going down to Smithfield quite a few times as a kid. It was great. It was like a flea market. It was an open market. Think in terms of tabletop dollar stores, you know, that kind of thing. You've been to a flea market or country market, and you've got all the different stalls and people selling their wares. That's what the Smithfield is, right? It's where you take your wares. Oh yeah, I got lots of notes on this one. Yeah, St. George's flag. Yeah, Saint Genetic. There's your saint if you worship any form of cross, the red cross, i.e., the one in the middle of the Union Jack. It's the same one on the Swiss flag. It's the same one, you know, there's the yeoman of the Tower of London, the Swiss Guard that guard the Vatican, blah, 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 blah. Okay, these are all the same characters. It's just showing up in different colors and different places, but it's still the same thing. So I look for the similarities, you know. One of these things looks like the other. One of these things doesn't belong to, you know, Jim Henson's Muppets and the Rainbow Connection, Kermit the Frog indeed. Yeah, there's so many little things. But anyway, I want to get to the main purpose of what the rebellion involved. We're going to tie a few concepts together to show you and what humanity has been doing to itself through the poll taxes. Right? Poll tax is simply, here is the reality of what a poll tax is. And what really enraged the people was these armed goonies, you probably know them as cops and stuff, going in and looting and pillaging and doing whatever the hell they want. And what they were doing to the women, you know, the communities could put up with enough of it, but what they were doing to the women was they were literally going up under young girls' skirts to check to see if they were virgins or not. Pretty sick, huh? So they could tell whether or not she was eligible to pay the poll tax because she'd already been riding the maypole, Lucifer's pole, the pea pole. We the people? Really? Might want to have a look at the bigger picture here, what's going on. It's a Luciferian reality. The poll tax was, well, in the most literal sense, has she been riding on somebody's pole? Now we take the pledge out and throw the roll. Now you understand why children, why it's so disgusting that children giving their names during roll call. That system sticking its hand up every skirt of every child, male, female, doesn't matter to me, to see if they've been riding the pole or not. It's fucking sick reality, guys. Yeah, that's what enraged the people of 1381. And funny how it's kind of got under my skin a little bit, too. Just in a whole different spiritual way is all. Poll tax. Poll talks. Toxic. Poll takes. Politics. Politics. You see? It's all about the dictator, the obelisks. You see? If you're not playing with crayons in Phoenician, you are going to be fucking blind to what's really going on here. You're not going to see the concepts. Because what I was talking about last night, this whole thing about phonics is to re-explore your own imagination that has been shut down while you're screaming "end the Fed" like some whiny little cockfuck. Capiche? So let's talk about the lay dice and gentile man. Ladies and gentlemen, law dies there. Because that's a genetic ent. The meat mind. Funny that one of the individuals during the revolt was called Wat Tyler. It's all about tiles and energy with Wat Tyler. He was executed. So was Thomas Baker, the duality baker, the duality sheep keyer. I'm looking to the point where they had raided one of the jails or forts that had been impermeable to assault, and the gates had been thrown open and the people rushed in, and I think it was the sheriff or anyway of that particular jail or fort chose to be on side with the people. As it turns out, he was an insider working for the king. Yeah, this is a game that you have no allies. Your allies will show themselves by their actions, not by their words, by their agreements that they say they're going to do and things. The only contract fulfilled for me is one that is fulfilled that I can see, not one that is spoken. I will know you by your actions. All are tested. I learned long ago I have no allies here. The only allies that I can see are those that have no allies either, other than the truth itself. And we just do that. There's nothing personal involved. No personal contracts, nothing. It's simply the truth. So a contract fulfilled is one where an action is shown after the fact. The intent is known. Yeah, ley lines, ley, Hawaiian, aloha, ley dice, the ley lines and the dice, snake eyes, boxcars. Gentile men, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's where the law dies. That's where the ley dies. Ley lines, there's your necklace of flowers. There's your lad eyes. Lawdy eyes, laud eyes. Again, you can play this around and keep going, and you'll see this just unfold into one singular concept. Yeah, red eyes, rat eyes, Odin eyes. Yeah, what were we dealing with? The feud-all system to create conflict. And, of course, one of the spiritual leaders was John Ball, or John Bull. Yeah, you've heard of John Bull. Yeah, he wanted to bring the old church back and change the way the churches were being run. Well, what do you expect from a Canterbury archbishop? Duality shop. Arch? Well, arch rival. Canter, one who is able to create something a horse does. Nice little canter. And of course, the whole thing about religion is to bury your ability to be the horse that can canter all by itself. The one that can create through the voice, where the voice has been stolen through the spells. Much is being revealed, has been revealed in the last few hours for me in terms of, last number of days or whatever, where these pieces are coalescing. The game's over here, kids. It's over. Yeah, John Bell, John Bull, John Bale, John Ball was a radical minister. Let's talk about the gentry. What are the gentry? Well, the gentry are the nobles, the no creation fields. The genetic entity infinite tree, the gentry, the gene tree, the hex mind trinity. The only piece they need is you. You're the drawn and quartered one. All right, so take your quarter back. It's time to throw a few Hail Marys of your own. Coincidence that there's quarters rolling under a door to Joshua? Anyway, for anyone that hasn't watched the Dig series, I'd highly recommend it. It's tracking things perfectly, as everything does, but it's just right in your face. The game is simply this. The Tower of London, that was William's original keep castle, fell for the first time. Looting was forbidden. Absolutely forbidden. Looting, yeah. Loot, ink. Stealing. Where was it? Never fall until this revolt. The tower, 8 hour. What was it? I know I wrote it down. And the bonded labor. Yeah, 5 by 5 indeed. Clear vision. Or was it? Yeah, I want to bring in parole as well. And the Battle of Agincourt, Henry V. All of these things connect perfectly together in one single thread. I'm just looking for where I wrote it. Because I know I wrote it regarding looting. Where did I put it? Oh, here, just getting back to Canterbury Cathedral. It's a registry office now. Did you know that? Yeah. For those that have been following this track for any length of time whatsoever, if you watch this and are watching it from the perspective we share here, you're going to see things unfolding very quickly. Yeah, the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Gotta love that, eh? Sorry, I started the... Yeah, Thomas Baker, he's the one that actually stood for the people. And when you see the whole idea of overthrowing the corrupt, you see how easy it is to keep people entrapped in the conflicts. And right up to the point where they had the world, oh, there it was, Montezuma's gold, looting, punishment by death. So for all of the cops and judges and lawyers and mayors and newspaper people and everybody else involved in the looting of my life, no quarter is given where that quarter was taken. It's okay, you don't owe that to me. That one you owe creation. Sucks to be you. Well, there's still time to turn around, though. How much, I don't know. I really don't. Yeah, I just want to get back on track here. Yeah, they ended up getting the #1 tax collector at the Tower of London, and it took 8 blows to behead him and his second in command. The ones that were actually doing all the damage were beheaded. So that's the Luciferian head has been taken off. Infinitely taken off. Yeah, when you're going through the city of London, you'll see, Fleet Street or Fleet Street, Fleece Tree 8. Yeah, the Golden Fleece. That's funny that all the banks are on Fleet Street, huh? Yeah, St. Bartholomew's Hospital. All of these things connect so beautifully. But it's all about the poll tax and the flag, and I want to show you the different things that flag relates to. Of course, the King Richard had given the people the right to not only fly St. George's flag, they were carrying banners, and these peasants weren't the typical peasants as laid out by history and the nonsense that you've been taught regarding peasants. These were the people that made up the mainstay of civilization. They're the blacksmiths, the ones that created the armor and the blades, and the bowmen of course, we're in 1381. We're still in the middle of the 100 Years' War. Joan of Arc that comes back in later, 1429, 14 to 1431. Battle of Agincourt, I think it's 1415, which comes later. But this is the 100. They're still in the midst of the 100 Years' War at this point in history, where the English countryside, it was mandatory every Sunday to have archery practice. And that's what this crowd was made up of, these type of people. Lots of them veterans of campaigns, well-trained, well-armed, and well-led, well-educated. Okay? This wasn't a bunch of rabble, as history books would try to make it out to be. You know, these were the people. You got to go back to 1215 and the Magna Carta and what transpired there, and that was the people, the barons and the lords and the people standing. Right, that was a standing together moment, and of course, again, written for the benefit of the barons and the lords and what have you. And this revolt here in 1381 was the first time in history where we are right now, in the same moment, at the same pivotal point, where they had the power to take down the entire system, where they had taken over the city of London, and they had the crown on its knees. And I'll tell you what gave the crown its power. The fact that these people were still carrying the king's flag. Because he even gave them you can carry the royal standard too. In that agreement and contract, there was nothing going to be changed. They were still worshiping something outside of themselves, a higher authority. And once that is done, your power's gone. You have given it away. Render unto Caesar that which is Caesar's. Render unto Richard II that which is Richard II's. I don't give a fuck what it is. Render unto the President Obama. Render unto the Prime Minister Harper. Okay? These are the masters of your reality in the legal name world that you worship. And all you have to do is agree with it. You don't even need to agree with a particular flag, because there's only one flag flying at the City of London. It's called legal name bar flag, the Jolly Roger. So let's swing it around into that, shall we? Flag. So I went to etymology and said, okay, well, I was looking for flagellation, because I know that's a good whipping. It's part of the word, flag is in there. Flag elation. Really? You like getting whipped, do you? A little bondage master, are you? Little slave bondage? Oh, you could make this up. You into bondage, are you? You like the whips and chains? Oh, yeah, they'll put you on the wheel. So let's have a look at a few things just by typing in flag, F-L-A-G, into Online Etymology Dictionary. And what comes up? And I'll show you what comes up. And where do you see all these little dots connect? Flag, cloth ensign. Late 15th century, now in all modern Germanic languages. Funny that, eh? But apparently first recorded in English of unknown origin. I can tell you what it is. But likely connected to flag, the verb. Flag as a noun now reverts to flag as a verb, or else an independent imitative formation. Okay, so expressing the notion of something flapping in the wind. What, your gums flapping in the wind there? A guess considered less likely is that it is from flag, the notion of being square and flat. I wouldn't call that a guess at all. I'd call that four-cornered and flat, two-dimensional flat earth on paper, legal dead thing, reality, paper dolls, wouldn't you? Me too. Meaning name and editorial information on a newspaper. Funny that, eh? You're the one who knows on paper? The newspaper is by 1956. U.S. Flag Day, 1894, is in reference to the adopting of the Stars and Stripes, the Bars and Stars. You know the one. Bars and Stars by the Continental Congress. Guess what date? Funny that. June 14th, 1777. Have a look at what happened on June 14th, 1381, and correlate the same thing, and you'll see it. Flag. Oh, what's underneath flag? Robber. Robert Pierce was one of the guys in the Peasants' Revolution. Late 12th century, from Anglo-French, Robert. Old French, Robeur. Agent noun, from rober, R-O-B-E-R. Robes ring a bell here? Robers, ones who wear the robes. See, rob. Well, I'll get to that. Maybe. I want to carry on with this one until you finally start seeing one concept contained within one fucking word that owns your mind. Robber baron in the corrupt, greedy financier sense is attested from 1870s, from a comparison of Gilded Age capitalists to medieval European warlords. It is the attempt of the more shrewd to take advantage of the less shrewd. Yeah, taming of the shrew, isn't it? It is the attempt of the strong to oppress the weak. That's the strong force, weak force, to take control of the neutron, the neutral, you, source creation that holds it all together and tears it all apart. The none, creator, destroyer, source, you. It is the old robber baron and his castle descending after men have planted their crops and stealing them. Let me go down here. Robber, again. Regulation by combination means that the railroad managers are feudal lords and that you are their serfs. It means that every carload of grain or other produce of your fields and shops that passes over the New York Central shall pay heavy toll for right of transit to Vanderbilt, the robber baron of our modern feudalism, who dominates that way. Yeah, this is W.C. Flagg. Funny, the guy's, that's the guy's name. Yeah, W.C. Fields, W.C. Flagg. Smith Fields, the Flags. Testimony to Congress, 1874. 9/11. 1-8-9-7-4-11. 9/11. Tied together. Now, let me just carry on here. I'll do it again because it just went back, so I'll do that. There it is. Now, we can get into the other things. That was just a backspace to show the connection. But flagship, a warship bearing the flag of an admiral, vice admiral, or rear admiral from flag plus ship. So that's the mind. That's why you go back to the essay choices and why funny how I was talking about you being a flagship of your own ship. Fly your own flag, not their Jolly Roger, Union Jack, whatever. Flag is that's a noun again. Here's another noun of flag. Plant growing in moist places. Late 14th century. Reed or rush. Yeah, reed, to write with. Papyrus made from the reeds and the rushes. Perhaps from Scandinavian, compared Danish flag, yellow iris, or from Dutch flag, perhaps ultimately connected to flag on notion of fluttering in the breeze. Yeah, the yellow iris, the eye of a coward, or the one of the Most High. Flag, verb, 2. 1875, this is the second verb, the first one I already gave you. Flag, verb, the second version, 1875. Place a flag on or over, from flag, meaning designate as someone who will not be served more liquor. You've been flagged. By 1980s, probably from use of flags to signal trains, etc., to halt, which led to verb meaning informed by means of signal flags. Of course, the semaphore language. The semaphore is used to communicate between ships at sea. It's an older form, before radios. They still used it during World War II when radio silence was... They probably still use it today when it was radio silence. To signal trains, meaning, here we go, meaning to mark so as to be easily found. From 1934, right after 1933, if you understand what went on there, that all of humanity was put onto paper in 1933. That's a legal fact. Think gold reserve, trying to make everyone surrender their physical gold for Fed Reserve notes. It's an allegory. Don't go literal on this shit. See the literal as for the allegory it's presenting. Don't get stuck in the literal. Yeah, a flag, yeah, definitely, to mark so as to be easily found. Legal name is your, if you have one, think you are one, claim to be one, seek vengeance with one, is the flag you fly. That's why they cannot touch me. I have no vengeance. I seek no conflict. I seek only peace. Simply put in 2 words, fuck off. Not interested. Pick a fight, expect a fight. You know, I've played that game. Flagstaff. Flag plus staff. Flagstaff, Arizona, anybody? Anyway, yeah, isn't it funny? The settlement in Arizona, U.S., said to have been so called for a July 4th, Independence Day, excuse me, 1876. There's your 913. Celebration in which a large flag was flown from a tall tree. Flagman, also flagman. Signaler, yes. Sign-ailer, I guess someone who drinks a lot and signs a lot. A sign-ailer. Almost sounds like a sailor of some kind, yeah. Just take the IGN and make it silent. Well, the G silent, why not make the I and the N silent? Okay, sailor. Tinker, tailor, soldier, sailor. Flag. Flat stone for paving. Are we? Yeah, they'll walk all over you. Circa 1600, ultimately from Old Norse flaga, stone slab. From Proto-Germanic flago, see flake. Fluke, flake, flick, fleck. Earlier in English as piece cut from turf or sod. Oh yeah. Yeah, don't worry, they'll burn that peat moss. From Old Norse flag, spot where a piece of turf has been cut out. Yeah, you've had that's a pound of flesh nearest your heart. That's your turf that has been ripped out of you. Go ahead, worship a flag. Worship anything in this system. Go ahead. But don't complain. Because you've already complied. You get what you ask for. Also, flag pole. Speaking of maypoles and poll tax. Oh, yeah, that pole will fuck you. Flagpole sitting as a craze. Flagpole sitting as a craze is attested from 1927. You know, going up, sitting on top of the flagpole. You've seen the world records of those people doing that shit. Flagstone, any rock which splits easily into flags. It's called a fractal. Fracking, ring a bell? Shale, anybody? Yeah, from flag, flat, split stone. Yeah, you're split. The flagstone split in two. Flat, split stone. Oh yeah, they'll stow your knee, won't they? Stow your infinite consciousness. What are you, a stowaway on their ship? Their flagship? That's what you're saying you are. You're a stowaway on Lucifer's flagship with a legal name. Already went through the verb. But here, 1540s. There's that 1520s to 1560s raping of the English, reforming of the English language. Flap about loosely from the 1540s. Probably a later variant of Middle English flacken. Of course, flak being anti-aircraft fire to take down, bombers. Flacken, to flap or flutter, which probably is from Old Norse flacka, to flicker, flutter, hang loss. Perhaps imitative of something flapping lazily in the wind. Sense of go limp, droop, become languid is first recorded in 1610s. Related, flagged or flagging. Tricolor. I'll just go down the list of these, and I want you to see the flag you don't want to worship in as many forms as I can share here. The Stars and Stripes, the tricolor, having three colors, especially the emblem of France adopted during the Revolution. Of course, the tricolor of the Republic of Ireland, the tricolor of Russia, the tricolor of the Union Jack, the tricolor of the Bars and Stars. Pennant, well, panent, head, mind. What's in your mind? Oh, look, it's a rope for hoisting, probably a blend of pendant, that you wear around your neck like a noose, in the nautical sense of suspended rope, the hanged man, card number 12 in the tarot. And pennon, penance, going for some penance, are we? Used for a flag on a warship, first recorded 1690s. Flag symbolizing a sports championship, especially baseball. Yeah, base bail. Basse bail. Basse ball. Lucy ball is from 1880 as a synonym or cinnamon crunch, a synonym crunch. For championship, it was first used in 1915. Pennon, feign, weathercock. It's all about dick with these guys. Well, should I fuck it or shouldn't I? Well, that's the weathercock. Late 14th century, from Old English, fana. Fanny is another term for gee, cunt, pussy, vagina. Okay? When you see the Luciferian reality of who's fucking who, stop fucking, okay? Stop fucking. In the most literal intent of sense, okay? Go ahead, fuck with the system. It loves getting fucked. Because when you're done thinking you're fucking with the system, by being in the system, you're the one that's going to be bent over. Colors, flag of a regiment or ship. Again, back to feign. From Old English fana, flag, banner. From Proto-Germanic fanon, cognates Old Frisian fana, Gothic fana, piece of cloth. Old High German fano, German fan, flag or a standard. Possibly cognate with Latin panis, piece of cloth. See pane, window pane or a pain in the ass. Same pain to me. Streamer, flag that streams in the air. Standard, well, mid-12th century, flag or other conspicuous object to serve as a rallying point for a military force to keep the vengeance flowing. Vein, well, feign, vein. F and V are interchangeable. Of, OF, or off, OFF. Plate metal wind indicator, Southern England, alteration, early 15th century. C, oh look, it says C, capital letter V. Bunting. Oh, you got to have all that bunting at your parties, don't you? Flag material. Unflagging. From 1715. From un, not, plus a present participle of flag. So to unflag, to take it off. So unflag yourself here. Star Spangled. 1590s from star, spangle. Star Spangled Banner. Fag, to droop, decline in strength, become weary. Intransitive, it's an intransitive verb. 1520s, of uncertain origin. No doubt, no, there's no doubt here on that one. OED is content with the common view that is alteration of flag. So fag is an alteration of flag. So be careful who you're calling fag, okay, flag? In its sense of droop, go limp. Oh, look, you worship a flag, you're a fag, and you're all limp. Limp dick. Transitive sense of to make someone or something fatigued. That's also professio, profession, to make weary. Transitive sense of to make someone or something fatigued, tire by labor. Oh, yeah. Boy, oh boy. Spoken by birth. Tire, capital of Phoenicia, sound itself. Labor pains, windows, is first attested 1826. Related, fagged or fagging. Oh, look at that. Vex, I am vexed. Vexed as in hex, as in to curse. Vexillology is the study of flags. From Latin, vexillum, flag, military ensign, banner. From vellum, the very paper that the popes like to write on, the flags, vellum paper. A sail, a sail, a creation of Lucifer. Curtain, veil, apocalypse. See veilology. So what we're doing is uncovering the vexillology by studying what it is. Lone, adjective, late 14th century, having no companion, solitary, shortening of alone, by weakening of stress or else by misdivision of what is properly all one. The Lone Star, in reference to Texas, is first recorded 1843 from its flag. Lone Wolf, in the figurative sense, is 1909 American English. Oh, how about this one? Guidon or Guidon. Guido Infinite's what I saw. Small flag. Yeah, you Guido. 1540s from Middle French, Guidon or Guidon. From Italian, Guidone, battle standard. From guidare, to direct guide. From Old Provençal, guidar, see guide. Oh, there's the guitar right there. Yeah, well, my guitar is my guide for sure. Fag, British slang for cigarette. Originally especially the butt of a smoked cigarette. 1888. Go figure, the one in the I am. 888, Jesus, je suis, I am, in the one. Probably from fag, loose piece, last remnant of cloth. Are you down to your last fag? Here's a fag for you. Late 14th century, as in fag end, extreme end, loose piece. Loose cannon? Huh? Funny how they always talk about their cannons, eh? I've made lots of notes on cannon, but I made one the other day, or it might have been last night. Cannon law. Oh, the cannonball, cannon bail, Bale's law. That's why they have cannonballs on their ships, their mines. It's all about worshiping the balls and the dicks and the pussies here. Got it? Yeah, fag, British slang, indeed. Where was it? Which perhaps is related to fag, verb, which could make it a variant of flag, verb. Yes. Oh, look what shows up under flag. The word red. Funny I mentioned that, eh? Earlier tonight. Eric the Odin. Odin, by the way, was the kid, Jewish kid in the Dig series who's looking after the red heifer, has called her red. So he calls her, Odin. Odin, where are you? Odin, I failed you. Yeah, heaven, I failed you, indeed. Old English, read or read. Remember? Read a book, newspaper. It's black and white and red all over. Yeah. Depends if you're seeing a color or a verb, right? But then there's no real specific definition between what is a noun and what is a verb when you're speaking. It's all under what? Assumption and presumption of common speak. So we annihilate the grammaticals on this stuff. There's no more power in the grammar. There's no more power in the prefix or the suffix or the rearranging of the letters. There's no more power in the languages, regardless of what flag is on this planet. It comes back to the source, and I'm it. So are you. What flag do you stand under? Heaven's own, which is you, or Lucifer's? Piece of cloth, you fag. Burnt end. Faggots, pieces of wood used to start, fires, like burning people like Joan of Arc at the stake. Always put the faggots down first, then the bigger lumber. Old English red, R-E-A-D, in quotes, red, R-E-D, from Proto-Germanic, rodaz, cognates Old Norse rower, Danish rod, Old Saxon rod, Old Frisian rad, Middle Dutch roof, back to the tilers, the roofers, Dutch rude, German rot, Gothic ropes, as a noun from mid-13th century. You see, the nice thing about having done as much research as I have is I can share these things, and you don't need to know all the details. It's better that you don't. What a pain in the ass they are. What I can do is take all of these complexities and throw them into simple things, and you only need to look at 2 or 3 or 4 to see the trend. So all I'm interested in you seeing is the trend of what's going on here. Your mind is controlled through the agreement and the contract to be a part of this reality in any way, shape, or form. And you will never receive your light back while you serve the light of another, the false light, in any of its flags, names, titles, ownerships, anything whatsoever in this reality. The Germanic words are from pi, root, looks like riod or rud, red or ruddy. Cognates Latin, rubber. Rubber? Got a rubber? Also, yeah. They like kids playing with rubbers in class too, don't they? Also dialectical rufous, light red, mostly of hair. Greek erythros, Sanskrit rudira, Avestan reodita, Old Church Slavonic rudru. Oh, it's everywhere, isn't it? The only color for which a definite common pi root word has been found. It's the only color that has a common root through all languages. Old Irish ruad. Is it a coincidence that the Chinese are, what was it? There's Riyadh. Sorry, this has gone fractal. Yuan, and what's the other one in Chinese? You got rubles in Russia. I'd have to go back. It's clicked away on me. But anyway, the only color for which a definite common pi root word has been found. Yeah, the initial E in the Greek word is because Greek tends to avoid beginning words with R. Geez, I wonder why. Instant spirit breath, that's why. Along with dead, bread, and lead, the vowels shortened in Middle English. The EA. Yeah, shortened in English. The vowel L shortened in Middle English. The surname Reed, or Red, retains the original Old English long vowel pronunciation. And is the core, here's your long bow, your long bow. Okay? Remember, you got to take up archery on Sundays. I've been practicing 7 days a week. My shot's pretty good. And is the corresponding surname to brown, black, and white. Imagine that. The color designation of Native Americans in English from 1580s, the color as characteristic of British possessions on a map is attested from 1885. Yeah, the red man, British possessions. Well, they put little marks on their treaties and stuff. Loved their trinkets and treats, didn't they? And to this very day, you'll see them with their status cards all bitching and complaining about their white masters, but do you think they'll leave the dick of Lucifer and the tits of Jezebel? No. They love their white man world. The red flag was used as a symbol of defiance in battle on land or sea from 1600. To see red, get angry, is an American English expression first recorded in 1898. Red Rover, the children's game, attested from 1891. Yeah, come on over, Red Rover. Red Letter Day, 14th century, late, was originally a saint's day, marked on church calendars in red letters. Red Ball, Red Bull, Red Ball, signifying express in railroad jargon. Oh yeah, Red Bull, what's it designed to do? John Bull, Red Bull, get you all pumped up. Good thing that there's bull semen and urine in Red Bull, eh? Yummy. From 1904, originally 1899, a system of moving and tracking freight cars. Yeah. Legal name is your Red Letter Day. They will track your cars, your freight cars. Those afraid, tracking the freight cars. Are you afraid of a little piece of paper? Yeah, Red Dog, type of U.S. football pass rush, is recorded from 1959. Red Meats from 1808. Red Shift in spectrography is first recorded in 1923. Red Carpet, Sumptuous Welcome, is from 1934. Oh, yeah. Then we go down to Banner, and then, Canton. There's that Cantonese. 1530s, corner angle. From Middle French, canton, piece or portion of a country. Yeah. Cantonese, portion of that country. Literally corner. See cant without the apostrophe or the chubby dick. The penis, take the penis out of it, the little apostrophe, and it's a spell. Oh, saltire? Well, I looked at it, I saw satire, but that's just me. Circa 1400, an ordinary that resembles a St. Andrew's cross. The saltire. Say L tire. That's the creation of Lucifer's sound. Anytime I see the word tire, I think sound. Tyre is the capital of Phoenicia. It's a concept. It's a literal. That's the effect, and it plays out everywhere. Don't you drive around on them? You're driving around on your rubber tires. Insulated. Oh, yeah. No create for you. Consisting of a bend dexter and a bend sinister crossing each other. St. Andrew's Cross. On a shield or a flag, consisting of a bend Dexter, Dexter the series, yeah, bend over Dexter, and a bend sinister, bend over Sinny sister, crossing each other. From Middle French, saltoir, literally stirrup. Yeah, look, you're the stirrups for their horse. You might want to look in your ear and you'll see the stirrup, the anvil and the hammer, Thor's hammer. That one came up pretty good last night too in Dig. Yeah, funny how all this stuff just playing out. A little bit of a rainbow connection, eh? From medieval Latin, saltatorium, properly neuter of Latin saltatorius, pertaining to leaping, from salire, to leap. See salient. Saline. Yeah, salient. The connection between a stirrup and the diagonal cross is perhaps the two deltoid shapes that comprise the cross. Funny that. Flaunt. Let's just go down the list. These are all the words related to flag when I searched it. They're all connected because it says related to flag. Flaunt. Rally. See, ally or ally. Yeah. To re-ally oneself, bring together. To rally. They just took the consciousness out, the E. Rally, tally ho, pain. Garment, part of a garment. Palmetto. Oh, yeah, the palmetto. Yeah, palmetto, Paul, Saul, Peter, Paul, pole, poll tax. Pall bearers, death bearers. Yeah, the palmetto. Dwarf fan palm tree. Oh, let's go to flaw. How about pendant? Gonfalon, from the 1590s, variant of Middle English. Gonfanon, from Old English. Oh, it says Bane. Oh, look, Miss Bane shows up from kindergarten. It says see Fane, so they all connect back. Oh, there's Jack, late 14th century. Jack, a mechanical device, from the masculine name Jack. Oh, yeah, they'll jack you up and jack you off. The proper name was used in Middle English for any common fellow. Jackass, jackdaw, as the name of a device pulling off boots. The jack of Union Jack is a nautical term for a small flag at the bow of a ship. Map. Oh, look, flat earth. Map. Flag. Hey, here's a good one. Bet you didn't think placenta was going to be in this list. 1670s of plants. 1690s of mammals, from modern Latin, placenta uterina. Uterine cake. You want your cake and eat it too, do you? So-called 16th century, Marie Antoinette got her head cut off for something she apparently didn't even say. So-called 16th century by Italian anatomist Rioldo Colombo, from Latin placenta, a cake, flat cake. Breathe. Placenta, a cake, flat cake. Flat ka key. Cax, cocks, flat cocks. Fraud cocks, frad cocks. It's all right there. Play with the pledge a little bit, you'll see it. You know, wipe the furniture polish off, put a little bit here, put a little bit there, wipe it back off, and, you know, hey, it's your tabletop. You decide what flat earth you live on. I got my own tabletop, thanks. Okay, so from Greek, plakoenta. Got some plaque on your teeth there, maybe? Accusative of plakos, flat, related to plaques, genitive plakos, level surface, anything flat. From pi, this is a prefix, plaque, to be flat. Cognates, plakios, flat. Flat earth, see plane. Oh, flat, to spread. So, you know, when we talk about the birth certificate, well, what are they after? They don't give you the placenta, do they? No, it's just another allegory of the effect of another entrapment. Grabbing the placenta to make sure that the body stays two-dimensional, one-dimensional, flat earth through the birth certificate fraud, the lie. Flying, fly. Well, is your fly down? Roger, masculine proper name, Old French Rogier, from Old High German Rutger. Rutger, how is it going? Literally famous with a spear. Which spear are we talking about, poll taxer? Waif. There's a good one. Wafer thin, de waffles. Late 14th century, unclaimed property. Flotsam stray animal. Uh-huh. Wave a flag. Look, your unclaimed property. Flotsam stray animal. Oh, don't worry. Someone will adopt you as their pet. Oh, look, meaning person, especially a child without home or friends. Aww. Birth certificate says, my child doesn't have any home or doesn't have any friends. Here, I'll pay you to take them for registration. Here's a good one. Orangeman. Huh. Secret society founded when? 1795. In where? Belfast. To promote Protestant power in Northern Ireland. Funny how that works. Named for William of Orange, who became King William III of England, and of course related to King William I, 1066, right? And triumphed in Ireland at the head of a Protestant army at the Battle of the Boyne, of the German House of Nassau. Bahamas? His cousins and their descendants constitute the royal line of Holland. Yeah, whole land. Oh, they want your whole. They'll fill it too. The name is from the town of Orange in the Rhone, on the Rhone in France. See, it's all coming back. Right to the again court. Yellow ribbon. There's a good one. I'll just go down a couple more of these and we'll get these mics open here. What do we got? 48 minutes to roll over. All right. More time than I thought. Good. Yellow ribbon. That's the last one. Oh, glory. There. Old glory, huh? And that's only page 1 of 2. Here, let's go to flagellation. Let me see. Yeah, put a couple of hexes in, or 1 hex, 2 lucifers in there. ELLATION. It should be SHUN, but here's what happens when you worship a flag, an idea that someone else or anything else is your authority in any way, shape, or form other than truth and heaven itself. This is what happens to you. You're getting all Opus Dei on me, are you? Early 15th century, the scourging of Christ. Do I need to say any more than that? The flag is there to flagellate, flagellation, the Christ child within you, life itself. Early 15th century, the scourging of Christ, from Old French, flagellation, scourging or flogging, or directly from Latin, flagellationum. Oh, look at that. Magellan flagellum. I love it. Nominative, flagellatio, little fellatio. These cunning linguists and their flagellatio, eh? A scourging. Noun of action from past participle stem of flagellare, to scourge, lash. Now, to scour something is to clean it. So it is to scour the hex, ink of the Christ. Scourging. Tells you exactly what to do in phonics. See, flagellum, in a general sense from the 1530s. All right, let's try flagellant. Late 16th century. One who whips or scourges himself for religious discipline. Yeah, the flag L-Lent? No, I'm not a borrower. That's yours, bitch. No, I'm not lending you anything either. I've been through my Lent. Right? Late 16th century, one who whips or scourges himself for religious discipline. From Latin, flagellantum, nominative, flagellans, present participle of flagellare, to scourge or lash. See flagellum, which I will. There were notable outbreaks of it in 1260 and 1340s. Yeah. As an adjective given to flagellation, 1880. Let's go to flagellum, just for fun. Flagellum, long lash-like appendage. Someone's batting their eyes at you. 1837, from Latin, flagellum, whip or scourge. Also figurative, diminutive of flagrum, a whip. From pie root, blag, to strike. Cognates, Latin, flagidium, shameful act. passionate deed, disgraceful thing, flagitier, to demand importunately. You know, in the same way that they were reaching under the skirts of the girls to stick their finger in their vaginas to see if their hymen was still intact, and if it wasn't, they could be accused of riding the pole and get taxed for it. Tax is paying for the penis. Got it? So go ahead, keep paying your taxes. At least I know what you're sucking on. Old Norse blakra, to flutter with the wings. Bleka, to impose upon. Lithuanian blaskau, to and fro. Ebb and flow. Let me know when you're done doing your up and down on Lucifer's winky, huh? Male or female, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Like I said, here it's all about measuring cocks, isn't it? That's all it is. And I can go on and on and on and on. I haven't even finished going through what I've been going through, ripping this apart. I just got to the June 15th part again. Yeah. Funny how the king went into the cathedral in London to pray. Yeah, no doubt. That was at 3 p.m., June 15th. And then he said, for the next 6 hours. There's the 6. Of course, that would be 9. So there's the 3, 6, 9. I pay very close attention to every sound that comes in. So the key thing here for me was the tower fell, 1381. It falls now. The tower is down. The ravens are dead. Remember, the Tower of London was King William the First's first keep, his first house, his first castle. It had never been stormed. Well, it had been stormed many times, but it had never been defeated. And this time the peasants in the revolt, the gates got thrown open for them. Because those on the inside were in support of the peasants. You know, the guards, they threw the gates open. They'd had enough too. This is why, lose the conflict. Evil will present itself to where evil needs to present itself. Do not partake in it. If you've seen one video of a dumb cop beating somebody to death, you've seen them all. And I don't know why people are still astonished as to some of the reactions. They're still using that legal shit thinking it means something. But you're dealing with an automaton. In both ways. It's going both ways. Go ahead, claim a legal statute, and you've claimed St. George's flag. And your dragon is slain. End of story. So you can call in here at, we got, 41 minutes, 19 seconds to roll over. 347-637-3265 to call in. And the BTR listener tonight is 025, and would love to hear from you and see where we go from here. So I don't feel as pressured today because I feel like I've actually accomplished something that I can share for you. It's never a good feeling for me coming to this table if I haven't got something. So I do put a lot of pressure on myself to do this. That's just me. So don't feel any pressure on that. That's just me. That's my natural state of being. I always want to make sure that we have something here that you can sink your teeth into and wake you up from within. So stop worshiping flags. Okay, your mic's open. Just kind of leaving a bit of space here for you to jump in anytime. Hit 1 on the dial pad if you want to jump in here, by the way. Okay, there we go. Now we're getting rolling.
Hello there. Yeah, I gave up worrying about flags and maps and all of that. For me, internally, when we took the pledge out, that Pledge of Allegiance thing, that whole fractal, just bye-bye.
Yeah,
and oh, beautiful. Yeah, and look how entrapped it is. Just going through the etymology, that, wow. I did watch that video last night of the peasants.
Yeah. Yeah, you tracking it in the phonics?
That Thomas Baker, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Duality ass baker. Yeah. Again, when we look at things from the innocent human, they were just people like the rest of us. Okay?
Yeah.
Standing up where they were tired of these cops and sheriffs and judges and lawyers walking into their communities and sticking their fingers inside their daughters and wives. So you let me know, everybody out there, when you're done letting some pedophilic fucking rapist invade your reality, sticking their finger in your creation to see if you've still got your hymen intact, to see if you're going to pay their poll tax. And while you go along with it, yeah, welcome to the Maypole. You're just another one of those Morris dancers. Crazy shit, eh? Yeah,
it's so subtle that they've had enough. They've had enough, just like we've had enough. But like you said, they're still waving that flag. You know?
What's the difference between our revolution revolting right now versus the one in 1381?
Yeah.
Well, no, there's a lot
right
different.
now.
There's a lot different. What is the one thing that is different now than there was in 1381?
We know that the legal name is a fraud.
Okay, well, they didn't really have much to do with that. What is the one basic thing that they did that we're not doing? They made one mistake.
Just agreeing.
No, a bigger one than that.
Yes.
They murdered. They fought.
Yeah.
They did exactly what Lucifer wants you to do. Fight. Kill each other.
Yeah.
That's what I call the bully sucker action.
Yeah. Don't get drawn into a fight. Because the instant you get drawn into a fight, be it legal on paper, fighting a parking ticket or anything else, you are owned lock, stock, and barrel. You are a belligerent against heaven itself. You are you're an occupier. You are a marked demon. End of story. The difference that we have right now and why those of us that truly know this and are of no vengeance are untouchable for that reason. Because we seek no vengeance. Thus, no vengeance can be sought against us.
Perfect.
Worship a flag, you seek conflict. Worship a legal name, you seek conflict. It's that simple. This is the good versus evil within you. There's a couple of comments I'd made last night, and this is about searching inside of yourself. And this is the flagellation of yourself, the scourging of the Christ, right? Scour the genetic entity, scourge. Get rid of it. The genetic entity is the legal name. Anything physical in this reality is genetic entity. It's all genes here. And I'm also tracking another... oh, yeah. It's funny how the same things are showing up in this little video as they're showing up in the... what do you call it? Dig series. Just a coincidence, though, right? That's what I thought, too. Yeah. Uh-huh. Sorry, my computer's being a little bit slow here, because when I leave it sitting, it goes into idle. Yeah, you could make this up, but why bother? Nope. It's more fun just... here, let me just get this. Yeah, see, you
the
see,
mini is in idle.
Yeah, the penny drops, eh? Did you watch the Dig series at all?
I've watched the trailer.
Did you see the quarters getting rolled under the door?
Not yet.
Yeah. Count them. You could not make this up if you tried. Yeah, the Forbidden Hebrew Bible. It's a video. It was on the garbage can. Quite funny, actually. But anyway, where was I going? Oh, just the things that they were finding. And also they found in this video, they've got the cornerstone with the entire alphabet. So that for me is, oh, look, I found the cornerstone of the whole fucking game here. So let's take this down, shall we? Stop playing the gentry game. You know, you're not the law dies and genetic entity Tyler Watt, are you? There, let me see.
Lots of Levi's.
Yeah, and of course Rabbi Lev is in charge of trying to get the breastplate reassembled. Yeah, we're running out of time. You're out of time, bitch. Let me see. Here we go. Yeah, I love the I Chings as well. And these are things that you have to look within yourself. Every mistake that, in terms of what you would never do again, must be visited to look at it. Why was that experienced? And then you see why. And I'm going to tell you this very, very clearly. You have no allies here, save those that are walking in the truth. And here's the thing, Roar. You don't need me as an ally, do you? You can do this by yourself. But we'll do it together just because we can.
Yep.
Does that work for you? No contract there.
No contract.
I just saw it as a good idea, too. So I'm going along with the idea. Not going along with anybody, because I don't know what their idea of this idea is. But I'll go along with the ones that have the right idea of walking in the truth. That's all I need to see. Because here's the thing that you need to recognize within yourself. We recognize the demon in this world by first seeing them in ourselves and exorcising them from within. The heart makes that choice where the mind will always justify why they or you won't do it again while plotting revenge or how not to get caught the next time. The heart, upon realization, sees the truth. The only choice is to vanquish or relish the demon. Depends what hot dog you're eating, right? There is no choice where the heart makes all the final decisions. Learn the lesson, never again. Okay. A good heart only needs practice, since the minds of this world have been long corrupted, where the innocence has been at its mercy for far too long. Okay? This is all about you. Funny that. So what flag are you flying? I made another comment regarding don't personify the whole idea of what a vampire is, okay? Don't think of it, well, there's one attached to me. Sweethearts, they're all over the fucking place. Okay? Don't claim ownership of one. Okay? Just get the idea of what a vampire is. A vampire is a conceptual. It is one who is a parasite energetically, drains a living soul on all levels. I call them things like demon, ego, Luciferian, vampire, werewolf, etc. Anything that acts as a predator as their normal. Usually one who smiles or makes reasonable excuses, oh, that's what I meant to do. Throws guilt trips as their defense, preys on the emotions, its main food source. Oh yeah, guilty. No more. No more. The vampires will make themselves visible to you. I will go through any and all manner of discovery. Because I'm not interested in finding me. I found me. What I'm interested in now, and only interested in, is finding you. The real you, or the real you. You know? And I will. But then I'll go through the pits of hell for that one.
The relish, man. I just chopped it up and put it in vinegar, and yeah, that's what you do with it.
Yeah, a little mustard gas on that eep. Here's a good one. What are the 4 letters that show up on all Roman banners? Anybody know? S.
I wouldn't know.
P. Q. R. Go ahead, SPQR. You'll see it on the Roman banners and all the rest. Well, that's speaker. Beaker, speaker. Back to the Muppets. Rainbow Connection. All right. Speaker. Well, I opened that video up and started watching the Hebrew Bible one, and I noticed, oh look, there's Egypt, Israel in between, and Mesopotamia. Well, let's see the phonetics of that. The meso of the spirit seed, mesopotamia, the spirit seed of the truth of creation of the womb itself. And there's Israel right between that and the Egyptians, and then of course I took Egypt and threw the SPQR in there, and it's funny how things work. Where was it? Mesopotamia versus Egypt, with Israel in the middle. So the expert. Oh yeah, expert, eggs P crypt. So that scripture. Oh my God, this just went so fractal. That's your spirit breath, your eggs row crypt. P being row in the mirror, right? So that's the eggs, the row crypt, kept in the tomb. And of course they will feed on that energy until there's no more there. They've run out of eggs in their crypt, by the way. So now you have an idea of what script, SPQR, scripture, S crypt RE, URE. That's now you understand what the scripture is really trying to tell you. Get out of the tomb. You're burying yourself. And here's the thing: if you worship a flag, you become the fag that starts your own burning at the stake fire. You are the martyr. Yeah, the Mars tire. The war of sound. Silence is golden. Keep your peace. Put your real back together, your pieces of 8 into one coin, one most high. And stop tossing it. Stop giving it away. And how do you get this across to people? Really? What a journey this has been, eh? How do you share this with everyday people? Well, it's easy. I'll go to the aphorism as it was stated perfectly, as always, for today. And it's the same thing I've been saying, and many of us have been saying for a very long time. The aphorism for today, which one was it? Number 164. So here's that is, i.e., hey, have you heard about the legal name fraud that makes it illegal to use any legal names without a bar card, etc.? So let's relate that, what we've been talking about, to aphorism 164. Throw straws in the air to find how things will be received, especially those whose reception or success is doubtful. One can thus be assured of its turning out well, and an opportunity is afforded for going on in earnest or withdrawing entirely. By trying men's intentions in this way, the wise man knows on what ground he stands. This is the great rule of foresight in asking, in desiring, and in ruling. Have you heard about the legal name fraud? It's illegal to use a legal name? No? Oh, you're in? Yeah, I'll explain a little bit for you. Oh, don't worry about them. They it's all good. They'll run. Let them run. You're the one that I want to speak to because you made it known that you want to hear of this. So now it's not a trespass and free will choice. So don't go chasing the fucking demons. Remember, the word prosecute means do not pursue. That's why they have prosecutors, do not pursuers. They let you destroy yourself. Nifty trick. It's called a catch-22. The moment where you hear, but Kate, what do I do and how do I live without a legal name in the now you see the trap. Well, it's easy. Just let it go and creation steps in. But you won't believe that because you've been programmed into bullshit for so long and too long. You see, you still think you're standing alone here. Yes, you are, but you're not. Again, the only contract I have is with truth, as so many others, that's their only contract with the truth itself. We just happen to agree on it. The truth. It's not that we agree with each other. Well, I'm sure there's many things that we can, quote, disagree on until we come to a full agreement with an understanding between each other. But let's just get to the basics of it. We, those that walk in truth, just simply agree with truth. So it makes it easy to get along with each other. And those of us that are walking in truth help each other. That's just how it works. So there are no excuses, okay? There are no excuses. Let me say that again. There are no excuses as to why you still need to hold on to your own fag and set yourself ablaze any longer. Put down the pikes, put down the pitchforks, put down the torches, put down the guns, put down the weapons, put down the hate, put down the anger, the vengeance, the lust, the greed, the dalliances of this world now, or perish. Is that straight enough forward for you? Can you see my banner flying in the wind? Oh yeah. It's on the highest mast I have, heaven itself. That's what steers me home, truth. Truth shall set you free. It's a true story. And because you don't believe it, it's got nothing to do with changing the fact of the truth we share here. No, the only thing that has to change in that equation, the equus a shun, the horse, the Horus, the Christ you shun, is you. You flag waving, legal name wearing, fucking worshiping dead thing. Remember, the demons are marked. And only the demons are marked. The innocent and the ignorant come home. We're simply taking down the Tower of London for the last time. It's over. You see, it ties in on the birthday thing with me, you see. And every day is my birthday. I'll find June 15th every day, somewhere. It always shows up. Funny how it shows up on 1381, June 15th, right? Do not carry their banners. That was a mistake the people made. Because while they carried the banner of the king, they were under the authority of the king, and the king can change whatever the king wants, whenever the king wants. And when a king is 14 years old, it won't be the king that's doing the talking. It'll be the shrews doing the talking. The shrewd ones. The weak force. Trying to steal your strong force. You choose that one. And it's chosen with a thought. Not a piece of paper, not a signature. It is chosen in the decision in your own mind and heart to continue on with it. Every breath you continue with it is one you give Lucifer. I'm here to choke the devil. What are you here to do? Fuck with him? No. This dark principality has been fucking with heaven for long enough. It's over. No quarter offered. I cannot recall any leniency, save one moment where female cop, after raiding the house and Sue was picking stuff up out of the house, pointed out the video camera. Oh, don't forget that. So Sue didn't forget that. That video camera, by the way, is the one that still has the Judge Bows to Sovereign video on it, the one it was taken with. You see, I control the source of it. It's in my hand right now. I know my alpha omegas here, kids. The day that judge bowed in Guelph, the goo elf, the most high reality in this dragon, fallen dragon, upside down, Canada, Adenac, time's up, U.S. government. Tick-tock. Midnight. I control my reality. I'm not interested in controlling yours or anybody else's. But the most high law broken is the one of trespass of free will choice. Yeah, a little conflict there, you know? And if one has conflict, one has rebelled against heaven itself. There's no conflict. Except that which is in you. You choose it. I changed my mind on that. And that's all you have to do. There's no paperwork in this. Gone are the days where we thought there was. I certainly did. Woo! And I wrote a lot of it. That's the thing about doing as much writing as I have done. I have bitching rights, and to measure the level of idiocy that I was involved in order to see the idiocy I was involved in. So it's not idiocy anymore, it's more of an odyssey now. Cool stuff, eh? We got 18 minutes, 47 seconds to roll over. Just give you guys a number. It's Sunday night sermon kind of thing, but it's not really a sermon, is it? It's more of a history lesson tonight in the anagogic sense. Remember, I will only speak from the anagogic. The things I speak of literally are to show you the confirms of the now moment, tying all of these fractals back into one thread. 347-637-3265 is the call-in number. BTR listener 025 is the Skype. And for those that want to chime in, please feel free. Just hit 1 on your dial pad and come on aboard. It's a simple game, guys. There's no peasant revolt of violence here, because that is exactly what the Dark Principality wants. And they also want mercy. You know, given out a jubilee. Oh, look, they're no. I give you the same mercy you gave William Wallace. I give you the same mercy you gave me. I gave you the same mercy of every murdered child at your hands, every stolen breath of life at your hands. No mercy. None was ever offered. This whole Luciferian reality is a merciless, hell-bent intent on destroying heaven itself. So I show hell the same mercy that it showed heaven. There's no remorse there. No remorse at all. Azazel. Yeah. Bad idea. You choose your path, kids. Are you a psychopath or a psychopath? One of duality or one of the child? Child or duality. Same sound. Well, ko in Japanese is child. Ko as a prefix means two of. Same sound though, whether it's Japanese or English. Doesn't matter to me though, it's the sound that matters, and I define the sound as per my reality. And only my reality. I choose only the benevolence of it all. To expose the mirrors. To show you how you've been trapped and duped by the very words you speak. By the very literal reality you've been trapped into. By the very powers of darkness you and I, all of us, have been serving for so long. And those of us that woke up to it said no more. That's you, me, all of us that get the word out that it is illegal to use a legal name, and in doing so you fly the flag of Lucifer. So don't be too complaining as they're lopping your head off at a FEMA camp. Okay, Patriot? Yeah, someone emailed out, tried to respond to it, but email wasn't working that well, regarding lawful rebellion. Lawful rebellion? The Re-B-L lion? No, I'm good. I got rid of the lion. I stuck with the unicorn. That lion was conquered long ago by the lamb in my heart. That Leo was ripped out. That Julius Augustus Caesar was ripped out of me. That Jack was removed. Julius Augustus Caesar? No more hijacking through the Red Cross, stealing the blood of humanity. Through the Swiss cheese, holiest of holes, trying to fill yours with theirs. Enough. St. Andrew's Cross, St. George's Cross. It all sounds angry to me. That's the chessboard right there. And if you notice, it's a Coptic key trapped inside a four-cornered flag. Funny that. Red, white, and blue. Yeah. Core T-I-C. Heart of truth I see. Ko-ro T-I-C. The child and the spirit breath of truth I see. Coptic. It's a little phonics trick with the Gnostics. Funny how the bad guy in the series was the Essenes, out to kill the red heifer. Yeah. The Essenes. Do some research. See who they are. See the concept of what they represent. You see, people are too busy looking at the literal things and not the concept of the purpose of what they do. They're looking at what they are, not what they do. Remember, doing, the verb, is the intention shown. That's the silence is golden, light, language of light, seeing with your eyes. The mime, the Marcel Marceau. Yeah, March L, March So, Mark O, the mark of water, mark of truth. You will see there Marcel Marceau mime. These are not coincidences, people. This is how creation works in its purest form. It's been corrupted. We're just here to uncorrupt our own hearts in order to uncorrupt all of it. And the cards fall where they may. I am neutral. Creation has this. Whatever is, is. Me, I'm just an observer. I'm effectively a tester of consciousness. Who are you? Well, let's see. That's what I do. There is no hiding from me in any way, shape, or form. The actions will always show where the true heart is. Now, don't be shy of the truth, people. Don't be shy of the truth. Well, listen, we've got about 11 minutes, 25 seconds to roll over. Just going to throw a tune on here, guys, and give you guys a break. I'm going to go fill my coffee cup up, and then we'll come back and we'll touch on this more. Focus point for me tonight is the flag. What flag are you worshiping? That's the only question you have to ask yourself. If you're worshiping any external flag, you are dead. And be careful. Don't let them stop your music. They will if you let them. But you got to be the one to choose it. True story.
Like you are, dime a dozen, see them every
we go. Just a little heads up, too, is for everybody. There seems to... I texted Giuseppe, Lightworkers Media, yesterday. I'm not sure what's going on there, whether he's catching up with Sivan's videos or what. Had some people mention that they didn't know where the show went because they rely on Lightworkers Media channel. So just to let you know that, yeah, we've been going, solid. There hasn't been any stops. The only thing that changed was the Blog Talk link. That's it. So for those that want to listen to any of the shows, just all you have to do is go back to the link of the show itself. And like I said, I'm not sure what's going on with Giuseppe and Lightworkers Media backlog or whatever the case may be. So for those that were dependent upon that, just remember that they're all downloadable from the Blog Talk link. So one link deals it all. Just that's just an FYI for everybody. So. Anyway, we're back. You guys are not alone. Have you noticed that you're the last man standing in your immediate vicinity?
It feels that way sometimes, yes.
Yeah. But you're not standing alone. That was our test, our willingness to say, yeah, I can do this. Damn straight I can do this. I've done it. Lucifer's toast. You know that, I know that. What are the odds of Rainbow Connection coming up in a series?
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I was watching it last night. I think it was the 4th episode. And, of course, when you tie in Joan of Arc, excuse me, the movie The Messenger, Mila Kukovic, what other movie did she play in? Oh, right, Fifth Element. And if you look at the character in the Dig, Emma Wilson, no, you can't make this shit up. Anyway, boy, doesn't she look like Mila Kukovic in Fifth Element? Crazy red hair. Oh yeah, it all ties back, and that's of course I watched the documentary on Joan of Arc. I already knew the story of Joan, going to seeing the visions and the taking of New Orleans, and of course Bio Lullaby right there, the taking of Orleans, and then of course Reims, where kings, yeah, Reims, go figure, where kings were crowned in France. And getting handed over to the Burgundians and getting captured, sold to the English, and ultimately burned at the stake. For those that have a penchant to look at these things, I found it quite fascinating listening to the words of Joan of Arc and how much she sounds like us. You're not alone, guys. We are the majority here. Here's why we're the majority. Watch. If but one shall awaken. Sounds like the majority to me. Short and simple. I mean, this is a change of heart, a change of direction. This is finally being so and absolutely disgusted with yourself and this reality that you say no more. I get it. No more. And work towards that scourging of the Christ, that flagellation of yourself in the spiritual way. Not the Opus Dei, whip yourself in the back like some fucking dopey meat stick was trained to do. Yeah, Opus Dei. That's kind of odd, don't you think? OD. What are you overdosing on Lucifer there? Yeah. Yeah. It's something you ought not to do, OT. Truth is something you ought to do. Ought being, the infinite zero, not. Nautical mind, the infinite knots. The Celtic knot. You bound up in the flag knot or what? Yeah, I'm watching this thing again going, this is so unbelievably magical. How do you explain this to anybody? I mean, seriously. Thomas Baker, Watt Tyler. It just goes on and on and on. So, in the anagogic sense, that to me is the confirm of the Tower of London having been taken over, and the doors have been thrown open. And I'll go back to excuse me, an email or a registered letter. I love this, that Gary had sent, Gary Nan in Ireland, Belfast I think he is, or he's close to it, has sent over to Buckingham Palace, and they signed for it. All right, I talked about that yesterday, day before. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was, for me, watching this was the confirm of the tower going down. Just like that. Pretty cool, huh? I thought so too. But then, hey, that's just me. We're 30 seconds to roll over here, just a little bit less. So, yeah. I'll be watching The Comet tonight. It came up on Ice Films. All random, like. Oh, randomity. The spirit breath of the Christ mind in the Book of Life, ran home. Well, that's how you get home. You ran home. Heart. Home is where the heart is. Run home. And don't be eating any of the gingerbread on the house on your way there. You get put in Thomas Baker's oven. Yeah. Oh, I haven't even started on that. What do you call it? Oh, parole. Here was an interesting one. What is parole? Well, in the legal sense, it's somebody let out early for good behavior. Hey, do you know where the term comes from? It's a military. Yeah, it's a military term. What parole was in the ancient chivalric or chevaliers, chivalry, the age of chivalry, the knights, the true knights, the ones that defended the innocent and the women and defended all things that were good. That was the ideal of the true knight. And this has been corrupted to such a degree. But when you go back to the days of, Agincourt and the 100 Years' War, the whole idea of being a knight was far beyond anything that has been portrayed as far as someone who's just really good with a sword and can horseback and jousting. No. That's the Luciferian knight. The true knight was the one that stood in the face of it all to the death. That's what a true knight was. Now, sorry, just went fractal on it. Bring it back, parole. Okay. During battle, you can research this in the Civil War as well. Parole, what parole was at the end of a battle, any of the prisoners that were taken were set free under parole, and they couldn't rejoin any other battles. If they were found to, again, commit a crime again, they were put back in jail. Right? Same idea. Get with the concepts here. What would happen to someone if they had been given parole? It's kind of like, okay, here you go, you're free to go, you can't fight anymore. And if you do, you're going to be killed, prisoner or otherwise. Okay? Okay. That's quarter offered and quarter given. And what happened during the Battle of Agincourt was there were a number of parolees that had taken part in the battle. And the code of chivalry was so strong that every one of them that had been paroled during they had joined the French forces against Henry V at Agincourt to fight, and Henry V had taken over, him and his English archers had taken over a French town and had captured the captain of the garrison and all the soldiers, and they were all paroled. And these same parolees were set free and had ended up joining in with the nobles and the princes and the barons and the knights of the French. And at the end of the battle, when the English had won the day, every one to a man that was paroled surrendered themselves to the English, knowing what their fate was. That's how strong their word was. Because they had broken their word of the parole and were willing to pay the price for it. And they could have fled the battlefield. They could have ran. But they didn't. So parole, what is it in the legal sense? It's the same thing. You're let go during this battle of good versus evil, and you don't have to come back unless you commit another crime. And of course, as soon as you commit a crime while under parole, what happens? Straight back to jail. In the chivalry sense, that was death itself. And of course, being in jail, that's death itself, because it's part of the bail system, Luciferian death world anyway. So effectively, what everyone here is on right now is parole, heavenly parole. Think about that one for a minute. And then think about your vengeance and rejoining the battle physically. No, this is where you finally join heaven spiritually, and heaven takes care of all the other parolees. And anyone that would come anywhere near you, heaven deals that one up. Creation takes care of it. Every one of us has been on parole here, having suffered the first death, fallen. Each and every one of you, each and every one of us, me, you, all of us are all the fallen. Sucked into the reality, bought a lie. So as soon as you stop allying yourself to the Luciferian false world, as soon as you stop doing that, you're free. But you must have no vengeance. Seek no harm. Stay out of it. Just get the word out and let the rest of the parolees know that they're on parole. And if they want to continue fighting in any way, shape, or form, even communicating with these goons in any way, shape, or form, well, you pick a fight. You pick to fight with heaven. And when you pick a fight here, you're still picking a fight with heaven. And time's up. Time's up. Does that make a little more sense to you? Maybe as to why we're all here? It's a big pill to swallow. The good news is you did. The better news is you're here. The great news is heaven conquers, truth conquers all. You have no fight. You have no need to fight for survival, for anything. The illusion is thinking and being made to think that you had to. No, the parole is over. Remember, you're only paroled until the end of your sentence, yes? Here's an example. Someone does 10 years for armed robbery. They get let out after 7 years for good behavior on parole. If they break their parole, they have to do what? They have to come back and finish their sentence out. Pay it in full. Here's your opportunity to have it paid in full now. You got let out early for good behavior. That's why you were allowed to awaken. Only those with the true heart could and would awaken. So we do our best to let the rest of our family know. Come home. To continue the fight here, well, the end sentence is a clear one. Death. Those that choose to stay on parole and fight, well, you know, you'll have to finish your sentence, right? It's called death sentence. So now that you're out on good behavior, that's all you have to do. Just stay there. How hard is that? Be a good kid, get the word out to the rest of the kids, and we've taken this whore of Babylon down. Good job, guys. Well done. Come on in. Somebody, this is a
I'm
conversation.
listening in. Oh, yes. Oh.
Any of this
Hello?
resonating with you guys?
Hello.
Hey, Megs, how are you?
Fuck, there it. Hi.
Fuck, there you
goddamn
are.
Skype. Oh,
hey, there's no fucking swearing at this fucking table, okay?
All right, I won't fucking do it anymore.
Yeah, because there's no such thing as fucking swearing unless you swear an oath, and at which point that's kind of, you're condemning yourself. We don't do that.
No. Not
Ooh.
Hi,
Anyway.
darling.
Yeah, good
Hi.
to hear your voice.
I am doing I'm doing fantastic.
Has that little scorpion finally put its tail away? Yes? Sounds
yeah.
like it. I thought so. It sure felt like it. As soon as you open the mic, oh, there you are. Now you see the power of why you need to put the stinger away?
Yes.
Tonight was for you, baby, obviously. Happy
Yeah.
to serve. Me too. It's for all of us. But I do like to do this on occasion because I want people to know on occasion that, you know what, you're heaven's favorite. But heaven doesn't play favorites. But you're still heaven's favorite.
Yeah, that's a big one to swallow. It's very humbling. Like you've explained it before, you can't bow your head low enough.
You can't.
No, you can't.
You cannot be full enough. You cannot be... no words. There's just no words for this.
Yeah,
and
I can...
You made it.
Yay! Gosh darn it.
Well,
And I want...
excuse me, while I applaud you, I'm pushing away the demons. You know what that is, right? Applause means to boo somebody off the stage or yay! Tell you what, I'll give you a nice silent standing O in truth. Huh? See the lighter? Can you see my lighter? Look, here, listen. Here's my lighter. Lighter on the concert night?
I see it.
There you go. Because I see
it's
yours.
a big one, too.
I see your light in the distance as I see all the lights. Quite the concert, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I wanted you to know just a thank you, and not
I know what you mean.
The Goodwill Hunting moment. I had never seen that movie. For as much as I know, I'm not into music so much or movies, and I'm not up on the latest stuff, and never really had been into any of that stuff. So I didn't know what you'd meant by my Goodwill Hunting moment, and you told me it wasn't my fault. I got that. I felt that, and I ended up watching the movie. And holy shit.
Yeah, you had a moment. You had a moment during that hug, didn't you?
Oh God, yes, I did.
Yeah, same one I had.
Mhm.
I like to share these beautiful moments with people. You know that, right?
Yes.
Did you find you?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
And the last couple of nights I've been able to listen and not get in, but everything synchronistic like a motherfucker. The gentleman getting on last night, today, talking about the rainbow in the fifth element. I was looking up at the noble elements today. That was interesting. Because all of the noble gases have a particular color, yes, and except for the last one, I wasn't able to see it because the other the argon and the neon, all that happy, they all have a particular color in the tube glass, right? In the little neon signs. Well, when I went into Wikipedia, it doesn't show the sixth noble gas, which is radon, and then you were just talking about that.
Well, do you know the specifics about radon gas?
I was looking at them.
Okay, well, this is common speak for everybody, and this is from personal experience. One of the problems, especially in Canada, when you dig into a basement, to dig a basement foundation out for a house, you have to be very careful in some of the areas. And it's due to the amount of radon gas that seeps through the ground. What radon is you find it's radioactive, very mildly radioactive, and it's found in the soil on this planet everywhere. It's very old radiation.
Right. I was watching a little documentary, just a little something on India and some of the monuments and some of the stuff out there. And they were talking about this one particular temple or whatever you call it, made out of stone. It was all granite. And interesting that he brought into it was that the granite, this particular type or whatever, gave off radon. And that's when I stopped the documentary and started looking into radon, because it, resonated with me about something about it. And then the fifth element, because radon is the sixth element, and it has no color in the tube. It didn't make any sense to me. Anyway.
Well, it's no color in the tube, as in when you put electrical charge through it, it doesn't light up, does it?
Well, not that I was able to see. I mean, to what I found on Wikipedia and the little bit of research I did.
It's not so much. It's not an inert gas. That's why inert gases ignites. In the case of radon, it doesn't, and it doesn't excite either. It stays invisible.
Yes.
So no matter how much electricity or energy you put into it, it will only absorb it, and it will give nothing back. All it does is empowers the actual radon itself. So there's the radon your heart. When you think in terms of radiation, Ra, sun god, granite being one of the greatest sources of radon gas naturally, because it's from so deep, from so old, from so long, it's encased radon. And what now here's the anagogic that you're offering up here that I'm feeling, is you got all these buildings built with granite. The courthouse is built with granite, all filled with radon gas in the room. So it's like a basement that has been put on the top of the ground instead of in the ground. So what they've done is they've inverted the basements, the base mind, and made it the first floor. So what we just did there was took the courts and put them back into the fucking basement because of the intent of the radon seeking the energy from those that go into it to empower that, to give them energy to steal yours, to feed the radiation, their sun god Ra. Nice one. Look at you.
Fucking awesome. That is cool. That's what I was feeling when I was reading my research, and you just, there you go.
It's a visual. Right? Again, I have to rely on the consciousness to feed it, and I just sit and resonate. That's all I do. I don't think. I don't have to.
No.
You don't have to think doing this.
Yeah, and that's been a bad one for me. Goodness sakes.
See, that's the irony of this show.
Got to overthink things.
It sounds like I'm doing a whole lot of thinking, but I'm not. I'm just doing a whole lot of downloading. I'll tell you what does take some thinking: to organize this into a slowed down manner that I can explain it to you. That takes some thinking. That's where things go fractal. When I'm trying to put these things together, thinking them together, that's when it goes blank, and that's when I have to go, okay, stop, and let it coalesce again. And then
you start talking in shorthand.
That's basically what it is. This phonetics is speaking in shorthand. Very well put.
Interesting.
Yeah. Let me see what else.
The granite headstones and the grave.
Yeah, there we go. Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
So there's the gravestone with the name on it and the idea locked into the intent of it, and that's exactly how it's going into the grave, so the dogs can feed off the bones, creating more radon to feed off you, and it's a perpetuating hell.
Yeah.
You see, that contract with each of us is broken. Are there any agreements you have with the physical world? Yes or no? No.
No.
None for me, thanks.
Nope.
The only agreement I have is the purpose that I'm here for. Truth. Funny, that means I'm not even here yet.
Yeah, that was an interesting, maybe a little hard for me to deal with, but it brought everything. It made sense. It made sense because all of the. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say the only thing that makes me the happiest with you, and all I needed to hear, you had your Goodwill Hunting moment. Thank you. That was the victory for me right there. Because that was the only
sweetest words that were spoken ever to me.
You had your goodwill.
I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
I know.
And that
and I know because I've been there. And the gift is knowing that another has been there. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all. Just showing directions to where and have a look and go and see for yourself. And whoa, see?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like I'm walking through the carnival and festival of heaven, and oh, look over here, and everyone's been looking at it, and all they've been seeing are Cupid dolls and dartboards, and I'm going, no, look.
Yeah.
And then you
over
find
here.
you. Yeah, then you find you there. It's like, yeah, see, now you see where you are there. Ah. Yeah, all that is.
And then last night, sorry, there's a train going by.
Woo woo. It's okay. It's a good omen. All aboard. All aboard the Soul Train.
I made it. Oh my. Anyway. Oh, now I forgot what I was going to say.
No, you didn't.
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
Shit. Goodwill Hunting moment. Oh, last night on the show, we were talking about not eating anything with the face and doing all of that, and it brought back a childhood memory for me, one that's stuck, and that's when I was probably 4-ish. You're old enough to know about what birdies are in the trees when you're starting to realize and see your world around you, and oh wow, everything is fucking amazing, you know. And this particular evening, I remember my dad coming home. He had been hunting, and I didn't, whatever that was. And he brings home these little quails, and my mom goes to do her thing, and I looked at my father, and I remember asking him, why have you killed the little birdies? He goes, so we can eat. I couldn't eat it. As a child, I didn't eat very much meat at all. That was later in life, later on, a little, yeah, as we all did. Well, anyway, I did. But that stuck with me.
Sweetheart, again, this is another Goodwill Hunting. We were taught to eat death.
Right. Made to eat death. We were made to do these things. We were encouraged. We were forced, enticed.
The only thing that had to happen was to get enough ships on the same idea. Then the one lone ship feels a whole lot of peer pressure from the other ships crushing them against the pier. So instead of just sailing away, because you want to be hanging out with the other ships, you go along with it. But that's because they got duped too. And remember, the child. When we speak of the Goodwill Hunting moment, that is the moment where Will and Robin Williams' character, the doctor, Will and the doctor are hugging, and the doctor's saying it's not your fault, and Will saying I know, and he says no, it's not your fault, and Will said I know. If you've seen the scene, you know what I'm talking about. And it got to the point, and I know this point. I've been at that point. It's not your fault. I've been there. At the same level. I knew exactly what he was saying to Will. No, it's not your fault. What is your fault is what you do from here. You see the difference?
Oh, yeah.
And that's it. Here's the thing about Mags. Mags is probably the most potent Scorpio close. Well, there's one other. Well, they didn't quite get there, but you did. With the ability to sting. Oh my God! I mean, you know the conversations we've had, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the wave that. Well, we rode the wave together, so row our boat. But you can look back now and look here now, and look at the Scorpion that got conquered. And again, anyone that comes in with Scorpio, good on you. That's. I mean, y'all got Scorpio in you. You got gonads, right?
But I've been, even as a child growing up, it's been a fight all of my life, a struggle, because I wasn't pushed into the friends, the peer pressure. I opted to stay out and say, fuck y'all, I'm going to go do my own thing. And that's what I ended up doing. And it's a very lonely road, and you get looked at, and I would, never had a date, that kind of shit.
Well, the point being is the size of the Scorpion that you had to overcome and tame. If you go to that movie where, what was it, Scorpion King? Was it Scorpion King? No. Mm-hmm. Where they were riding the scorpions, giant scorpions. What movie was that? I think that was a Clash of the Titans or something like that, or Perseus. What was the one with Perseus in it? Clash of the Titans? Anyway, they had giant scorpions in the desert when the most evil guy that came out to get him had his hand, cut off, and there was that. Every time the blood hit the ground, it turned into a giant scorpion. The one that you were riding was of that caliber, and you've tamed it. That's all it took. That's all it took. See, I think there's a good way to put it, not everybody. You're on heavenly parole. No vengeance, okay?
Yeah.
Here's what it was, the chivalry. One of the things about the French knights, do you know when a knight was being knighted, the other knight would take the gauntlet and hit them in the face with it? Leather gauntlet, not a metal one. Leather gauntlet?
Yeah.
Okay. What that symbolized was restraint, that was the last blow that knight would ever take in full surrender without retaliation. Full surrender. And that was the last one. Can you guys see the power of that?
And that's what it was. The last one.
The Katie bitch slap is the gauntlet. Let the last Katie bitch slap be the last time you ever come forward in vengeance in a defensive position where you don't have to. I'm a fellow knight. We are knighting each other. A king didn't knight a knight. A knight did.
A knight could only knight a knight.
Exactly. So nighty night. Put your nighties on. Okay? But you see the power of this. All I am is one of your fellow knights, reminding you that you are a knight, and here's the last blow, but you must be in full surrender, okay? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. See the power of okay now? That's just the last time. See, when people cannot, when you, Lord and Lady Knight, are always in the retaliation of some kind whatsoever, make the last blow you ever feel from me, the last blow you will ever take, completely in surrender. Because at that point you stand, Sir and Madam Knight, and you will never take another gauntlet from any demon again, because now we serve together, fellow knight. fellow servant, you and I. I'm not some king or some queen. I captured those within me. No, we are the knights of the Round Table. And the only king and queen we have is truth. And truth itself is not a form at all. It's a concept. It is the heart itself. That's who I serve in full surrender and will do anything for. That takes a samurai notion to the nth degree. Go ahead, sweetie.
I was going to ask you about the July 25th birthday. That was your dad's? Is your dad's birthday?
Yeah,
that's my mom's.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the missing day. Oh, there's the fourth one, D. Washimoto. That's the fourth quarter. Good. Now we got a full buck. Once you get 4 quarters, you get the buck. And once you have the buck, you have the dough to go and create something. Get it? You're your own buck and dough. So go and do yourself, will you? Do yourself a favor.
That's something I always said back in the day was, instead of saying my turn next, do me, do me. Ha Been telling myself my whole life, do me, damn it. Wow.
Yeah, do you, do me. Oh, look, do me, dome, under the dome, tome, book of life, book, tomb, tome, 3 days, get her out.
Oh, this is just one. Oh, man.
Yeah, I know, hi.
Hi.
Hi, well, yeah. Been here for a while. Hi, glad to have you. Anybody else want to say hi? Come on. You know who needs to say hi here.
I'll say hi.
Drifting.
Yeah, the fortune cookie of the day. A few extra bucks will be coming your way. That's funny.
Isn't it?
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
25 being the DTR number tonight. 25 being the District 25 in Washington, D.C., where I arrived. And, a lot of things. Interesting. My grandmother, her name was Lily White, or is. Well, she's passed. She died at 100. She was 100 years old when she had passed away. So when Little Miss White came out and with no names, mate, I knew I was on the right fucking track. I knew it.
See how we serve each other?
Yeah.
I know you. You know me. I'm just here to remind you how.
I know, and this has just been a wow.
Okay, so every truth breath you take, every word you say, remember this. You're all on, like me, you're all on fucking parole here. And you want to be on your best behavior, right? Because when you go before the review board, you want to make sure that you didn't fuck up your parole.
Absolutely not.
Free and clear, kids. Feels like
free and
judgment.
clear. Never have.
Yeah, and see, I was beating myself up over what had transpired over the ticket thing and all of the things that had transpired over the last couple of months. And so I was beating myself up over that on top of everything else. And so
I've been transpired. Oh yeah, the tranny lit me up too. Keep going. Just the way you said transpired. Oh, someone's talking Phoenician to me in the proper tense. Thank you. Oh, you weren't aware of that? Well, you are now. Listen to how you speak, all of you. You will blow your minds when you do.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
What a trip. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, everything went well with that. It was fucking amazing. Now that I look back on it over this last week, I'm smiling about it, because there was no mistakes. They are and they will be who they are and what they are. Just going to have to let them do. That's what you meant by, I was expecting a win, wanted to shove it down their throat a little bit but nah. And I hadn't even thrown any of served them with any of the motions or the Jane Doe. I had just threw out the whole process. When I needed to sign or had to, whatever, I used Jane Doe -755. The birth date, 1/9/1900, all that.
Boy, oh yeah, man. Boy, you were writing checks that Lou can't cash. I love it.
Oh, this is fucking awesome.
Every one of those is like, oh, there's another debt for you, Lou. Skip to my Lou. Skip. Yeah, it's yours anyway. And
that's
yeah,
right. And most just accept what creation is. So I guess I'm going through this again. It's like, okay, whatever. And I just would roll with the situation. And it oh wow. The last date. Let's see. I was on September 11th. That's when I shook his hand and had a meeting. Well, we had the meeting, and he was going to write something up and send it to me. And I said, no, you can't mail me anything. Give me a call, and I'll be more than happy to stop by, and we can look at and work out whatever little paper stuff you need to take care of, Well, he never called. What had happened, instead of him calling, he sent 5 cop cars. I sent out a warrant for my arrest.
Sorry? For whose arrest?
For the legal names arrest.
Oh, okay, no, I'm just making sure that none of these get slipping by. I know you're free and clear of them. I just do this just to make sure everyone else is paying close attention. Keep going.
Yeah, I'm just a little excited, that's it.
I know, it's all good. That's why you got away with it. Yeah, ask War what I mean by getting away with things. Ask Love. Ask a few others what I mean by that. You know what I mean, Roar. Because it's neutral. I know you've already neutralized it. It's just the others I worry about. But I don't really worry about them. I just like to point it out, so I don't have to worry about them. That's why I don't worry about you.
I love
Maybe
you too.
That would say. Oh yeah.
So anyway, 5 cop cars showed up it was the Friday night, okay, when Emma was going December
Yep.
6th, 5th, that weekend. That happened on the following week, around the 8th, 9th, somewhere in there. But that Friday night before, at 11:30, is when the 5 cops showed up at the house, and they started putting flashlights in, calling my name, hello, trying to check all the windows. Oh,
Sorry. calling out some sound that didn't want to be confused with me. I think they were looking for a piece of paper thing. Anyway, just playing around with you. Keep going.
Cops showed up and they started, chit-chatting and talking to God. Anyway, they started flashing the flashlights in the windows and doing all that happy shit. And the month before, in this room in the front of the in this place where I'm staying, I lost power, so the whole room is dark. And the only light on in the house was the kitchen light, and then all of my cats running around. Anyway, one of them. So I'm not hiding. Well, yeah, I walked out through the one bedroom, and I hid, and I went into the room where the cats were and got underneath the desk because it was a dark room. And they couldn't see because I've got black paper up on the windows. Clay sleeps night, so I try to keep it dark. Anyway, so I'm sitting there for a while, and I could finally hear that they were able to get a window. I could hear them. So I said, all right. Took a deep breath, got out from underneath the desk, walked directly across the room to the telephone, picked it up, called my son, let him know. I was able to reach him. He heard what took place, and as that happened, the cop one of them tripped over the cat, the little cat tower I had in front of the window to let the other fat cop in the door or something, and he made it. And then the one came up to me when I took the telephone out of my hand and hung it up, and they proceeded to arrest me. And I was like, oh, so the county attorney is putting out an arrest warrant instead of returning a phone call. This this is how juvenile and stupid this has become. I said, that's absolutely fucking retarded. Anyway, there were 10 cops. They were all from Alexandria, which happens to be a little town from...
In Egypt. Yeah, it's where the hell All right. Here, one sec, because you're buzzing past these anagogics pretty quick. The cat tower fell. Yeah, they took down their own tower. I got it. 5 of them. What was the one right out of the gate you brought? That's why I jump in. See, now I can dance with you, and always be careful when you're going back through these to stay completely out of it and neutral. Observe it for what it was, because that way. That's why I break this habit of my name, my this, my that, I this, I that, to pull those out. Because when you do that, what you're doing is you're pulling yourself into the scene again, and you don't want to be. You want to be outside of it. That's the Essenes. Okay, you're outside of it. You're the consciousness, seeing the consciousness from the consciousness, not from an emotional. And the programming of those words has us claiming everything all the time. So it's a very fundamental basic of I have no agreement with claiming anything, so I'll say my this, my that, without any intent of claiming it, so I stay neutral. And it's not to differentiate between you and I. That's to differentiate between me and this reality, to stay outside of it. Yeah, it's really, and it's a very good habit to practice, to when you hear yourself saying a word like someone came looking for my legal name, you've claimed an ownership. That's a contract, a thought spoken, okay? That's a contract written. So break all of that whole notion of any form of binding contract. And the only way that stays where it stays in full force and effect is when you stay outside of it. Mind you, you can step into an emotion to re-experience it at any time, but still remain separate from it. That takes a bit of practice, and that's all it is. So that you are constantly on vigil outside of yourself, watching your every move. If you're feeling something in it while you're speaking of it, that's because you've been drawn back into that, and you're re-empowering that past reality that doesn't exist. It is an experience in the now, in neutral, that exists. So the emotions, that's the heartstrings that, well, people get their heartstrings pulled so much it breaks their heart and they die. It's literally true. Okay? So have all the love connection in the world with all that is beautiful and benevolent, yes. That's what's me. You can choose that for yourself. And detach yourself from all that intent which is evil. And just be there and observe things. You see, we've been so judgmental upon ourselves, and each other, of course, but upon ourselves, that we're so deathly afraid of making any sort of a mistake whatsoever. And in doing so, that's the world of doubt. Here's something that works for me. I'm doing my best to not fuck up all the time. And yeah, I fuck up, but not like I used to. And the other side of fuck up is I'm an observer here. I play the role well. I'm here to sort out the sorted. You're a knight of the round table. This is the grail you've been seeking, the heart, the truth within self. So we went from page to the knight on the whore's back. And now we got off that whore's back and became our own centaur, our own oarsmen. You see the significance of the centaur now?
Yes.
From the knighted point of view? You don't need to be riding on anyone else's horse back because you got a horse of your own. a Christ mind of your own. Create your own reality. That's why creation is shown between Sagittarius, the centaur, and Scorpio, the scorpion. You'll find your heaven in there of the Most High because, of course, Uranus of the Most Low is where all this shit comes out. Now you see how big that fractal is?
Holy mackerel.
Mm-hmm. That's where I hang out.
Mackerel.
Yeah. That's where I hang out. That's why I get frustrated with myself when I can't come to the table like this all the time. Blah. It's because I'm waiting for stuff to sort itself out, and the level of self-discipline that requires from my own internal, constantly beating myself up for everything and anything, all the time. That's where that comes from, and it's not because I hate myself; it's because I love myself enough to do it, and I will. Call me an Opus Dei whipper, Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, no one can be harder on me than I am on myself.
Exactly. Oh, here's a good one. I went to the letter V before we roll out here. Remember how I had stopped on it when we were going through the flag page? V,
yes.
The letter V. In Middle English, U and V were used interchangeably. Tricky little vowel, this one. Though with a preference for V as the initial letter, is that the V? Yeah, V as the initial letter, Wunder, vain, etc., and U elsewhere, full and ewer, etc. The distinction into consonant and vowel identities was established in English by 1630 under influence of continental printers. But into 19th century, some dictionaries and other catalogs continue to list U and V words as a single series. No native Anglo-Saxon words begin in V, except those altered by the southwestern, beware the southwest, England habit of replacing initial F with V and initial S with Z. Confusion of V and W also was characteristic of 16th century Cockney accents. Here's where it gets real interesting. As a Roman numeral 5, in German rocket weapons systems of World War II, it stood for Vergeltungswaffe. I guess Vergeltungswaffe? Yeah, reprisal weapon. V8. Ford V8? How about, gosh, I could have had a V8. A little bit of tomato juice. Anyway, V8 as a type of motor engine is recorded from 1929. V-engine is attested from 1909, so called for the arrangement. The V for victory hand sign, yeah, it's fuck you in the one version, and hey, peace in the other. Victory, yeah, victory, peace. Got it? Victory is peace. It's a peace sign and the victory sign. If you were to turn that V for victory in the UK around, you're telling somebody to go fuck themselves with two fingers. Over in North America, we use one, But any good archer knows that you pull the bowstring with more than the digitus and pudicus, you got to use the index too, right? The first two fingers. You see how all this ties together? That's where you're going to shoot your arrows from, because if you're only pulling with your one finger, the shot's going to be all over the place. You're going to confuse your V's, your W's, your X, your Y's, and your Z's, okay? The V for victory hand sign was conceived January 1941 by, none other than Belgian, little Flemish in your throat there, politician and resistance leader, Victor de Lavallée, or Lav-L-I, might as well say Tav-L-I, to signify French of victoire and Flemish Vrijheid, or freedom. It was broadcast into Europe. And look at that, the victory sign. Do the victory sign. It means peace. What does that tell you? If you want victory, you have to have peace within. It was broadcast into Europe by Radio Belgium. I used to listen to Radio Luxembourg when I lived over there. It was broadcast into Europe by Radio Belgique or Radio Belgique and popularized by the BBC by June 1941, from which time it became a universal Allied gesture. And isn't it funny that around the time that you were talking there, Mags, look at that, all the ships coming into Pearl Harbor, the planes attacking, etc.
Oh, my.
We're going backwards here, guys. So look, we just conquered Pearl Harbor. Thanks for showing up.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned the bell again. The dog dog that lives upstairs is black and white. It's one of the little mop dogs, and I've been here for about a year. She's always trying to attack me and run me off. Anyway, this evening was the first time that dog has ever gently came up to me, looked at me, smiled, and went on her business.
There you go. I'm just looking at Pearl Harbor. I want to double check how many battleships were sank or damaged. One sec. I know a few were sank. They didn't get them all. Let me just see here. Naval presence. Where is it? Come on. Attack on Pearl Harbor. Let's go there. Sorry, I'm just tracking you, that's all. I love tracking mine now with yours. It's fun. It shows how really connected we are. Okay. Oh,
Pearl Harbor, the little pearls. Don't cast your pearls before swine.
Yeah. 8 battleships, 8 cruisers. That was the strength. Casualties, 2 battleships totally lost. That was the Arizona. Anybody in the Phoenix area? Oh, yeah, you can't make this up. That's got a whole other layer with me that I've been going through for the last 24 hours. Arizona, what was the other one that was totally... the Oklahoma, I believe. Oklahoma, wasn't that a musical? Anyway, yeah, well... Didn't they have a big bombing there or something? Oklahoma City bombing or something, whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah. What is it about Oklahoma? They seem to get blown up a lot. Anyway, Okie from Kanoki. Where are we? 8 Okay, so we got 2 battleships totally lost. 2 battleships sunk and recovered. Nevada was one that was damaged. I know that. What was... I should go down the list of them anyway. But yeah, that just all makes sense. So continue on from where you were, but get over on the couch with me and let's observe that experience neutral beside each other while you're telling me what the movie was all about. So tell me about that movie. Continue from there. We got about 8 minutes here, so we're good.
Okay. So I took a deep breath as they arrested me. And I just decided to myself, oh well, I'm gonna go with it. So I went ahead and they took me. Okay,
tell you what.
Stop.
Rather than say, hang on, I'm going to tell you why, because you keep saying taking me. What you're doing is you're owning the demon. So what you're going to start saying about that fucking meat stick demon that you're trapped in, that's all emotional, it keeps grabbing a hold of you, you're going to give it a good fucking kick in the head. And you're going to start calling it what it is. How many times do you hear me talk about this fucking meat stick I'm stuck in? Okay? Treat it like treat it with the disdain that it has treated your soul with the stain of evil. Get outside of that, little monkey. Carry on. No more me this and me that. They grabbed the meat stick and took this meat stick to here and through their fictional paper doll illusion. You see how different it is? There's how you get rid of the emotional. Kick Fluffy in the fucking scrotum.
Absolutely. Oh. All right, so they grabbed the meat stick, took it down to the detention center. I was pleasant. I was a little pissed at first. or the meat stick was a little pissy at first.
Oh, no, you had it right. You had it right.
I was pissy. Okay.
One sec. We're not going to get this finished tonight. I can guarantee you. But let's, because all you're needing to hear right now is what I'm telling you. So this is our lesson tonight. This is what we're doing here. You see what happens when you hesitated and I said, "Oh, good." She self-corrected. I'm listening for your self-corrects. She stopped and she thought about it. Can I say "I" here? Yes, you can, because now it's you talking about how you reacted in that meat stick, but keep it separate. Because as soon as you had it and then you gave it back, it was a beautiful moment. Did anybody else see that ebb flow? It was beautiful.
Wow.
No mercy on the demon, okay? Because it's never had any on you. It doesn't know the meaning of the word. Evil doesn't. Evil must destroy evil. Evil is merciless, absolutely merciless. So, that's what it wishes for it. That's what it gets. So treat it with that kind of mercy, because that's the kind of mercy it's been treating you with. It's been merciless to the point of almost killing your very soul itself. Throw a little fire on that one. No vengeance, just a little fire. See, I stay neutral with knowing that evil destroys itself. No quarter offered, no quarter given. Golden rule. That which you wished for me is that which you've wished for yourself. I'm neutral. I make no wishes. I grant them. That's what heaven is.
Let me see Grant.
There you go. Hi, about fucking time you came back. Wonder where the fuck you went. I guess you're out taking the demon for a walk. Whatever.
Yeah, must have been.
Yeah, leave that fucking demon alone. All right.
Yes.
Yeah, you're walking around in the meat stick demon, okay? And it will take you for a walk if you let it. Me, sit. Yeah, that dog don't move from my fucking heels. Yeah, it's Pisces. It heals. Oh, Achilles style. And you know what Achilles means? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Achilles?
Yeah, Achilles tendon. The only point where Achilles could be struck and killed after his mother had dipped him in the river Styx holding his ankles. He was immortal except for his ankles, his Ankh-Els, his Ankh-Ors, his flakes, his flukes. And this is where you take your beautiful arrow with your Icarian bow and one shot right through the heel of Lucifer. Heal, Lucifer. And Lucifer does. Not in the healing sense of things, more like in the dog heal sense of things. It's what the dog wanted. It's what the dog gets. You wanted some bones? There they are. Enjoy. Leave Montezuma's gold in Montezuma's chest. Put every gold coin back. Otherwise, it'll only be the moon that illuminates your flesh. Your true flesh. The bones within. Okay? Yeah, it's been a fun ride tonight. What do you guys think? I had a good time tonight.
It's a great time.
Did we have any anagogic ahas? Yes. Did we connect some of our threads? Yes. Good.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Just a couple.
Oh, that's fine. As long as you're dancing, I'll dance all night long, and you guys are dancing great. And thank you, Megs, for finally dancing with me. See, I'm not that rough when I lead, am I?
No, I prefer you to lead.
Well, hey, the girl here says, I like to follow too, You see, this is where we trade off the lead of the dance. You lead a little bit, I lead a little bit, We just dance. We've been getting led too long, the wrong dance. Time to take back your dance floor. No flags, you fag.
That was a good one.
They'll smoke you right to your butt, Uranus and all. That's their heaven. Don't shit there. That's where they live. Yeah, some pretty wild fractals tonight. Oh yeah, I should do a disclaimer. For all new people joining the table, caution. Throw that to the wind. You're going to have a trip that you haven't had before. Get used to it. This is where we live. We don't live in your hell. You want to hang out here? Oh, it's easy. Stop being dead. You're on parole. Start doing the right things, because truth says so. And if there's any doubts, I can always